All right, I think we're good. I think we're live. Please excuse the weirdness going on with the green screen and behind me. We're having some strange technical difficulties with lighting today, so that's okay. C5 of you are here. Tonight we're going to be streaming the next character in the upcoming storyline animations that we're going to be doing. So we'll be making the imp, who's going to be riding along with the Minotaur and Tiefling. And I'm hoping it's going to be really cool. So I just want to, real quick, we're going to open up this Minotaur file here, just so you guys can kind of see. Have been doing a little bit of rigging and stuff going on. Let's turn off X-ray. I just want to, and actually let's get out of pose mode, go back to object mode. I just want to see how tall our main character is here. So real quick, let's just add in a cube. Okay, so it's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Okay, so we're gonna try to keep the imp along with us. We're gonna keep it, I don't know, probably 3 cubes high maximum. We want this guy to come up to just over the Minotaur, just under the Minotaur's waist. So we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing. YS Books, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Should probably let the Discord know that I'm live. Let me do that real quick, and then we'll get on to it. All right, there we go. Lucas Sola, how you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. Hey, bro, what's up? How's your day been? Day's been okay. Had a bunch of really weird technical issues all day long at work, so glad I'm not dealing with that right now, but other than that, it's been good. So we've got our Minotaur. This is basically finished. I'm thinking about going back and definitely touching up some of the textures and maybe some stuff on the Minotaur. But tonight isn't about the Minotaur. Tonight we are going to be working, let's not save it. We're going to be working on the imp. So I guess I can go ahead here. Hit the wrong button. Nope. Fable, welcome to the stream. How you doing? All right, so real quick, one last save file here for me, and then we'll get into it. White Wolf, welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Let's put this on the imp, right? I guess his name is Lightfoot. All right, cool. So now we can just go ahead and delete everything and add in a plane here, which will become the imp base. Oh, this is kind of sad. You know what? It's not Christmas time. We're not doing that. Okay, this is all just kind of sad music right now. Let's change this up. Let's go. Let's just do some beats. It's fine. And then that'll be fine, I guess. All right, so just like normal, let's actually get started here. So we need a skin modifier. No biggie. We need a subdivision surface modifier, and we need a mirror modifier. Let's look at this from the front. Hit tab to go into edit mode, and select everything, M, merge it all at center. Now we have a single vertex and we're good to go. So I'm also going to move this vertex up a bit because I want the very, very bottom of the mesh to stop here. Oh. And this is what happens when you add your modifiers out of order. I added my mirror modifier last, and as you can see, we're getting some weird stuff there. So let's just move this mirror modifier up to the very top of the stack, and now it is completely in sync. And then we'll also just, on the skin modifier, mark our center back as root. And then we can just take this down, and this is going to be the ankle right here. No biggie. And where's the head of our character going to be? So if this is the bottom, a cube is 2 of these. So 1 cube, 2 cube, 3 cube. That's as far up as we're going. Something like that. Yeah, that'll be okay. All right, and then the shoulder is gonna come off here, and let's turn off clipping for a second, pull this out to the side. There's the neck. Maybe we move this down just a bit. And then we're gonna make a pretty big head here. Something like that. All right, and that's pretty much the shape of our imp. It's gonna be hopefully okay, I guess. How's everybody doing tonight? What are you guys up to? A pre-prod deployment, still work time. Fable, what time zone are you in? Or I guess, yeah, what time is it there still? Hey Odyssey, welcome to the stream. You've just been sculpting a body for your stylized character? Nice. What are you working on? Oh, you're on Pacific Standard? Okay, you're in Seattle. Nice. Nice. Yeah, there we go. That's my concept art. Okay. Gonna subdivide this. Let's actually do it twice. Here, and then we'll take this one and make this an ankle, and this one a knee. Okay, the character that you posted on the Discord recently? That was just a sculpted head, right? That you posted? Yeah. Alright, I'm very much looking forward to seeing that. White Wolf, you're trying to learn to sculpt a high elf, but you still got a lot to learn. Yeah. Don't we all, my friend? Don't we all? Alright, let's kind of shrink this down a little bit so that we have some type of ankle. Kind of shrink this down as well. Level those out on the Z-axis there. There we go. Something like that will do just fine. And we're gonna move this. Sorry, let's move this back a little bit on the Y. And our imp is gonna have 2 toes. Just like that. Hey Jazz, welcome to the stream. How you doing? King of PvP, welcome to the stream. How you doing tonight? Would it be better to sculpt a fist or make one via modeling? So I'm going to say sculpting, but definitely make each of the individual... Well, that depends. What are you using it for, King? You can't just... I can't just give you a blanket answer like that. Because the quickest way to make a hand... Like, if you wanted a fist that would... like, maybe open up or something like that you were planning on doing an animation, you would definitely want to sculpt a hand, but you could make it via the skin modifier a lot faster than you would if you were just, like, modeling it. But that's totally up to you. So what are you planning to use the fist for? Alright, let's move that forward a little bit. So he's got a little bend in his knee. And let's do 2 subdivisions there. This should be fine. There we go, give him a little arch in his back. Alright, probably about there is where the wrist is going to be. And then we're going to also pull off 2 fingers and a thumb. So we'll take that center mark there and mark that as loose. And then grab these and subdivide twice again. Move them both down. And we want to grab everything here and shrink that down. Alright, I like this song, but it doesn't really fit with what we do here. Has anyone else been like kind of really stressed out in the last week? Or is that just me? Have I been reading too much news? I know that's why I didn't stream last week, is like with the US elections, things were just tough. So there wasn't any stream. Yeah, I feel like his feet are too long. Okay, you're planning on making a fire fist type attack for your game, and the fist should stay in fist formation when executing the attacking. So no special animations, just a fist. Okay. In that case, King, I think my answer is going to be yeah, I still think that you should use the skin modifier and create the actual fist, and then like sculpt in some actual additional detail with that. But I don't mind doing a little bit of extra work with my stuff. I'm actually okay with, you know, doing retopology and putting in what I want. So making a fist with the skin modifier and getting it perfect, and then, you know, applying all of that and retopping it is probably the way that I would do it. But if you don't want to put in that much work, definitely just model it. Okay, two fingers just seems like not enough fingers, so let's add a third. There we go. Trump's just parroting the the Indonesian election. Yeah, I don't really want to. I guess I don't want to talk politics tonight, but I was just wondering if anybody else has been stressed over it, because this last week has been stressful. But what's been nice, I'll say this. What's been really nice is the fact that after the election was over, things kind of went back to normal, at least a little bit. Like a lot of the, I feel like a lot of the outrage died down. Subdivide here, get us a better thumb. And it was almost like we breathed a sigh of relief, you know? I don't know if anybody else feels like that, but I definitely feel like that we did. All right, I'm going to sculpt that anyway, but I think that's a good starting position for that. Yeah. Yeah, how do you feel this week, Jazz? Now that everything's kind of calmed down? Do you feel better? Are you still stressed, or are you good now? All right, so let's, oh, you know what I should be doing? I should have this. I should have screencast keys on. And let's change this to the active element. Oh man, we're getting into Yowie hand territory again. Politics sucks and you're tired of hearing about it. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It's nice for that to be over now. Well, at least for now. It'll probably never be over permanently though. Alright, so I think there's basically our imp character. Just want to kind of bring that out there, and then there we go. Do you guys think the fingers are a little long? I just kind of feel like the arms are a little long, or maybe the hands are a little big. Yeah, let's definitely shrink these up. There we go. That's probably better. There we go. That definitely looks better. Every time you watch me model something, you're always like, doesn't look like anything at first. Just give it time, the shape will appear. I don't know if is that a compliment? Or is that like, this guy has no idea what he's doing, and then every once in a while, just at the end, it starts to look good. I'm okay with it either way. I'm just curious. Oh, I like this. Okay, I think that's good. The only thing that we're gonna add real quick is a tail. Okay, and for this, we're just gonna add in we don't need really a mirror modifier. But I'm gonna put one on there just for clipping's sake. And then we need the skin modifier and the subdivision surface. You're a 2D artist. You don't know how to see or how 3D yet, so this is interesting. Okay. All right, I feel like that's the entirety of the tail. There we go. Mark that as the root. Shove that there. Subdivide this a few times. Turn on proportional editing. And if only that actually worked. It doesn't. Okay. I have a scroll wheel on my new tablet, and or it's one of those slider bars on my new tablet, and it's supposed to mimic the scrolling, but it doesn't work for anything except zooming, so it is what it is. White Wolf, you're a 3D artist and you think 2D is hard. Dude, I agree with that so hard. Hey, my chatbot's actually working. I was wondering if that was gonna happen or not. On the topic of the chatbot, that link that I just put in there, I just dropped a new Skillshare course. So if you guys want to check out, if you're new to 3D jazz, you guys can check out my Skillshare courses. Thanks for the reminder to save my work as well. But you guys can check out my new Skillshare course. I just dropped it yesterday. It's basically creating a treasure chest and then animating it to open and close and all that other stuff. So it's pretty good, if I do say so myself. And now that that is done, I can absolutely begin working on... Here, let's take this down. Yeah, there we go. On my much larger course, which will entail basically everything on how to 3D model in Blender 2.7 or 2.9 now. All right, cool. So we have our imp, we have our tail. I think we're gonna do something else with the tail too, but at least right now, I think I'm okay with that. So let's go ahead and make our backups collection. Duplicate these suckers. Move them into backups and hide them. And then we can go in and ever apply everything. All right, and off to sculpting. Let's just, you know what? Let's just go to the sculpting workspace. Turn on dynamic topology. Make sure this is set to brush detail because that's much better. And then let's switch to the inflate brush. A little bit bigger radius, and drop that strength down a little bit. Oh, no. Okay. We need that unified strength all across the board so that way we can drop that down. And I need to definitely undo that. And now, yeah. Now we can smooth out the body. Get that extra definition in there. Without messing up the form too much. So you like watching people make stuff in Blender, but when you want to dive in, you're nervous to try and go back to drawing in 2D. What makes you so nervous, Jazz? Like, what is it? Is it the fear of like making bad things? Is it an intrusive thought that says you're never going to be good enough? What is it that makes you nervous about doing and trying 3D art? All right, I think that's ready. So let's grab the snake hook brush here. Make our radius a bit bigger and kind of create the face here. We're just gonna kind of puff out the chest here. I guess it's the thing of I'm not of where to start. You're just not sure. Okay, I get that. I get that. Is it for you? Is it like there's so many things in Blender, or is it you don't know kind of all the different tools? Does that feel overwhelming, or like what is it? Or do you just not like know what to start with? Because if you're looking to get started, and I'll tell you this, and obviously I'm going to promote my own stuff because it's YouTube or whatever, but I have a course on the intros of modeling, and if you go through that entire playlist, and you have to go through the playlist in that order, that was the way I was created. At the very end of that course, once after you've learned all the different tools and stuff, there is a create a sword video. And in that create a sword video, it shows you how to use all the tools you've learned before. Now, if you don't want to use that course, because honestly, all those videos are quite long, like when you put them together, you can check out my Skillshare. Check out the link in the chat above by the Streamlabs bot, and you can check out my Skillshare. And I've got a couple of different courses out there, creating a sword and shield, which is a great place to start if you're a new 3D artist. And I just did the making a chest and animating it, which, you know, gets you a project under your belt that would like help you feel a little bit better. But the chest and animate is a bit more intermediate. The sword and shield is very, very much beginner level. So I would recommend starting there if you want to get into modeling. And if you don't want to get into modeling, that's okay too. All right, I think, you know what? I think it's time to block out now. That's good. We've pretty much pulled everything where we need to go. So let's grab those clay strips, turn off that weird radius based on the size of the brush and pressure sensitivity, drop that down, and get in here and add some detail. I'm just gonna block out some muscles here. What the heck happened there? Oh no, okay. You know what? We're going to, let's undo that and undo. I've noticed there's this weird little bug lately that causes these weird little bits of kind of artifacting and pinching, and I'm not sure what causes those. Yeah, so if you're overwhelmed by the amount of tools in Blender, definitely check out my modeling playlist. Do the whole playlist. It'll show you how to use basically all of the tools in Blender. It was done back in the very, very early stages of Blender 2.8. So some of the things have changed, like there's a new extrude tool setting now in Blender 2.9, but for the most part, it's going to teach you all of the basics that you need to know, and then you'll be able to make a sword at the end. How did I animate the chest? Did I use the wave modifier? No, I rigged it with an armature and then did keyframe animation for that. And I know you want to see that wave modifier on the Minotaur, all right? I'm working on it. I'm still finishing off that rig, and I'm still finishing off that model. So we'll get there. We'll get there. All right, so I've got to really try to not go overly muscular on this guy, because I don't want him to be super muscular. I just have to get in some like well-defined muscles, but we don't want him to be super muscular. In fact, he can even have a bit of a tiny bit of a gut here. We'll just put that in there. Of course I remembered, Books. Of course I remembered. Yeah, Fable, I've also noticed that it like on the super narrow bits, this thing hasn't been working right for a little bit. So Oscar Soto, welcome to the stream. Thanks for popping in, and thanks for that message. How do you separate the lips of a model to make a mouth? Okay, that's a great question. So have you already sculpted the mouth in there, and then have you retopped the mouth section? Because in my character creation course, I've got 3 videos that'll help you out. So we've got a sculpting the mouth video that'll help you sculpt the mouth. The retopping the head video will help retop those mouth. There's a whole section in there handling just the lip area for the retopping the head video. And then I just released a video a couple of weeks ago on creating the teeth, and in that video we go into how to basically make the mouth bag and throat, and then once you've got that mesh in place, then it's just about rigging it and setting it up so that way it'll function as it's supposed to. But I'm glad you like the videos. All right, let's put in a proper butt here. Yeah, creating characters is a ton of fun. I'll admit, it's a ton of fun. I'm gonna push this. I want to get more of a back definition, I think. Yeah, and if you don't, and I'll tell you this, Oscar, if you don't like my videos, go check out Grant Abbott. He's got a much older video on how to make mouths. And then Flipped Normals has a video, I think, called like 7 Things Everyone Does Wrong When Sculpting Faces. And they cover lips at some point in that video, and that's a great resource as well. All right, so I have definitely misplaced this tail. Gonna have to make it much thinner. In fact, let's just take a break from this and go back to the layout workspace. You've done most of your character for my course. Well, thanks, Oscar. I'm glad you enjoyed the course. I'm glad you enjoyed the course for sure. Tell you what, that course turned out to be a whole lot longer than I thought it would be. And I'll be honest, I am having a ton of trouble with the motivation to finish that course. I need to get into it, but I don't want to put in that effort. Murray Smith, welcome to the stream. Head looks like a creature from Stephen King's The Dreamcatcher. Huh. Well, I've never seen it, but if you say so, I'll take that as truth. All the characters will not be male, but if you've been around this channel long enough, you know that I suck at sculpting females. And so my wife is getting the sculpting, and I'm hoping that she will create the female characters. Otherwise, I'm going to have to do it and really put in some effort. This list is, I feel right now that I should have done a lot more work. I could have done a lot more work on the ankle and calf area. Let's kind of thin this out a little bit. We just want to, all right, cool. There's going to be the back of the knee, something like that. Excuse me. Alright, so his shin is probably here. Yeah, something like that. So then we can kind of smooth down the other side there. Just add in some extra. All right, this is actually kind of coming together. It's not perfect yet, but it's starting to take real shape, and that's kind of all I'm hoping for at the moment. With the bar and the characters, you keep thinking Deep Space Nine. There's going to be a lot of extra stuff going on than just the bar. Well, welcome back, Jazz. What's it like having a working dryer? Ours hasn't been working in probably almost a year now. So we run things through the dryer before we put them on the drying rack. And I'm sure I could get maintenance in here to like come and fix it, but I feel like they got better things to do, you know? Alright, I only want to put in a little bit of a crease on this toe, and then we're going to go to another part of the body. Just want to put a crease in here and make it look like there's a... Yeah, there we go. Now it's like they actually have a bend in it. That's fine. It's awesome considering you live in an old apartment that doesn't allow people to have one, so you're grateful to have one now. That's wonderful. That's really wonderful. Yeah, I wish I had a working dryer. I mean, it works. I just got to run the thing 4 or 5 times before things are actually dry. All right, now I got a really strong feeling that that this character will primarily remain in his clothing the whole time. So I don't really want to put in a ton of detail here. But we'll define some muscles. It'll be fine. What do you mean it's a cube dryer? Is that like a brand of dryer? There are going to be clothing optional dungeons in the world. So straight up, my wife and I have talked about that, and we'll see. We'll see. Those are obviously not going to be allowed on YouTube for, you know, decency and advertising stuff, but we'll put it on the Patreon maybe if we do it. Okay, it's a portable dryer. Nice. so where do we put the bend? The bend is like right here. So there's the elbow. Optional clothing dungeons reminds me of the Skyrim mod. Derpy Derp, welcome to the stream, by the way. When every week was a new skimpy outfit, or lack thereof. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I'm trying to tell a wholesome story here with monsters. Alright, yeah, let's put in some shoulder muscles here. Tentacles in places they shouldn't be. Oh man, now I gotta come up with a tentacle monster. I gotta do an Octopod Monster. This is your fault, Derpy. Your fault, we're gonna get one. You know what? That neck is too long. Well, elastic deform brush. Actually, let's grab the mask brush first and paint a mask here so I don't mess with anything else. There we go. And now we can grab that elastic deform brush. Yeah, that's better. Getting some cool Frieza vibes. You using a photo refs or off the dome? Totally off the dome. I have one reference up on the other screen, but I'm mostly just like going off my own head. I should be using references, but whatever. Not gonna happen. Have I ever created a Viking? I have not. I have not. I made a Minotaur. That's probably the closest thing I've gotten to a Viking. Which is not close. It's not even in the same realm of the world, but... Alright, let's go ahead and save. Ah! Right as the Streamlabs bot came with it. Alright, cool. And what? Alt-M should clear the mask. There we go. Yeah, this guy's gonna like basically be the rogue. I don't want his muscles to be too profound, and I think that's actually pretty good. The only issue now here is we're having some trouble up in here, but we can kind of widen that out and it'll be okay. Nuhan, welcome to the stream. Hi. All right, so we're just gonna soften that muscle a little bit. I kind of want to just pull this back. There we go. That's definitely better. I'm gonna kind of draw out that clavicle a little bit better. All right, there we go. That's some better definition. Aw. Aw, thanks, JM. Thanks, Jose. My anatomy is amazing. I'm still trying to get good at it for 2D art. Jazz, don't lie to me. My anatomy is iffy at best. And I'm okay with that. But it's just reference images, dude. Just look at reference images. All right, I think I found the character art that my wife used for the thumbnail. So let's save and work on this head because it's gonna be a bit annoying. So let's actually let's mask everything that we need to be working on. And we'll take the neck with it. That'll be fine, I guess. All right, so with everything masked up, there we go. Control I to invert that. And now we don't have to worry about messing up the rest of the body as we mess around with this face. Far too human of a head. Let's fix that. I want a much more... Oh, that's why. The strength is super high. Let's drop that back down to 0.5. Gonna bring this down a bit. Maybe bring the whole face kind of in. Just a little bit. I'm gonna pull it back out. No. How about right there? There we go. And actually, you know what? Let's grab that blob brush instead. This will be a little bit better. There we go. Cool. All right, that's definitely better towards what I'm looking for. Who would I say are my top 3 favorite 3D modelers? Oh, Derpy, I don't know if I have any. I think my top 3 are like the people that I know, right? Like Rodeska's in the top 3 for me just because I know him. At the same, you know, at the same time, Polygon is probably up there with me. Not with me, but like for my top 3 favorites. And then I don't know. I don't know if I have another one. Those are the 2 that I would definitely say that, like, when I see their work, I'm always just like, dang, I got a lot to improve on. But yeah, he is a good dude. He's a good dude. He helped me out quite a bit. He helped me out quite a bit when I got started. All right, where are we at? Clay strips, yeah. All right, let's... All right, yeah, let's block out this. Why does it do that? Guess let's just inflate this area then so I don't mess it up. And then maybe we inflate around the side instead of doing clay strips since it's having some weird bugginess. All right, that is looking very alien. Not my intention here. So let's kind of bring this down a bit, something like that. All right, let's add in some spheres here. Yeah. All right, Derpy. Thanks for hanging out, man. I'll see you guys next time. Okay, that's better. Quick question. Do you guys think an imp would talk more with its mouth or with its mind? Because I'm not quite sure, and I'm not quite sure this would look good with lips. So, thinking about giving the imp... I should probably talk with my wife on this. She's the story writer, but... What do you guys think? You think it would talk with its mind? Yeah? Still gotta put lips in, but I think you're right. So, I think... I'm gonna put in a... something that looks like that. And let's change our stroke from space. Oh, nope. Let's change the fall off here. From smooth to sharp. And actually undo a lot of that. And then I think hit it with a sharp. He talks with his mind lips. I don't like that. I don't know why I don't like that, but I don't like that. Really depends on the setting, though. Macro, welcome to the stream, by the way. Odyssey, mind, Fable with the mouth, no lips. Yeah, he's not going to have any lips. Definitely not having any lips, but... I don't like that. Let's... I mean, from an animation standpoint, it's going to be a lot simpler to make him speak from his mind rather than his lip or his mouth, right? Because he doesn't have to. I won't have to animate any like facial movements or anything. There we go. Well, thanks, Macro. I'm glad you're here. You feel like they talk with their mind and their mouth, White Wolf? You know what? I think that's probably a good consensus. I definitely want to make him talk with his mind a bit. Quite a bit. That'll make it real easy for things. But he's definitely not going to have any lips. He's an imp. Dylan Newman. Hey, mate. Welcome to the stream, by the way. So pumped I've caught one of your streams live. I watched so many after the fact. Just wanted to say thanks for your content. Aw, thanks. I've learned heaps watching you and give a shout out from Australia. Well, thank you very much, Dylan. I'm glad you're here. Glad you were able to make it. All right, I kind of want like a really pointed jaw here. So let's grab this. Ugh. You know what? I guess I don't like that mouth there. So we're just going to get rid of it real quick. I'll put it back. There we go. I know I shouldn't be using the inflate brush for this, but doing it anyway. Hate that nose. But maybe I can make it work here. Let's just take this out a little bit, smooth it down. There we go, that's better. All right, and I don't know. I feel like the mouth should go here, something like that. Yeah. Definitely should have ears. I gotta put some ears on him for sure. I don't think I'm gonna put horns on him though. Our Minotaur has horns, our Tiefling has horns, so this guy's not going to have horns. Executive decision just got made. Alright, let's get in here nice and close like, and put this mouth in. Perfect. That mouth is done, and I don't care. But it's the muzzle. I'm not getting the look of the muzzle like I want it. From the side, it looks good. It's just it just isn't out far enough, I guess. All right, let's add some ears. All right. go ahead and apply that rotation and this scale. All right, and sculpt mode, dynamic topology. Let's make sure that, yes, everything is good, but we don't want any of that. There we go. All right, there we go. Got a nice little start to our imp ear. All right, there we go. Sorry, I'm just changing up the music a little bit. Let me know if the music is a little too loud. I just like to have some beats while I'm working. Sam, welcome to the stream. Music is dope, dude. Thanks. Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't want my music to overpower my voice or whatever. I know a lot of people come in and they're like, they watch my stuff and they're like, dude, get rid of your background music. I'm like, shut up, man. It's fun. Doesn't happen nearly as much these days, but when I was first starting out, people would pop into the stream and be like, oh my gosh, turn off the music. That's why no one's here. Yep, there we go. Getting that weird problem again. I just don't know. Got any sculpting tips? I just started using Blender. I'm currently sculpting a beholder from D&D. People in the sculpting tutorials made it look easier than it is. Yes, Sam, my absolute, like you're just getting started using Blender and do you have experience sculpting 3D before, and you're just new to Blender, or like, are you completely new to sculpting in general? Before I was gonna get into some advice, but let me get a little more information first. But I got some sculpting tips. I just want to know where you're at. All right, that's definitely better looking. I think I just wasn't a fan of the whole smooth ear. I guess I'm kind of okay with that. I could continue to play around with the ear a little bit, but... Okay, so you've used 3ds Max and Maya in the past. Okay, so you've got some 3D experiment. I don't know if... Does 3ds Max and Maya, do they have sculpting? I thought they were both just, like, 3D modeling stuff. But anyway, right, when you're sculpting, right, the basic form matters. And so I've got a stream in the past that I actually recommend to people who come in asking for sculpting tips if they're beginner sculptors in Blender. And that old stream is like sculpting a Psyduck, a Pokemon. So to get used to the tools and stuff in Blender, obviously I have a playlist talking about most of the tools in sculpting that Blender has, and like how to use them and all their different settings and all that other stuff, if you were interested in that. But when you're getting used to sculpting just in general, right, like sculpting basic forms is key. And I think Pokemon are super simple shapes. And so if you can get into sculpting Pokemon, and I know that's going to seem really dumb, but it will help you get your basic shapes down, and then you can move into other things. Aside from that, the thing that I love doing, check out the beginning of this stream, and actually the beginning of that stream will do it as well. And maybe that stream might be a little bit better for sculpting a beholder, since they have those little dangly arm tentacle things. So what you might want to do instead is create the base mesh from a skin modifier, and then sculpt in the detail on top of that base mesh. It's what we did at the beginning of this stream to get the basic shape of our imp down. And what I do basically at the beginning of every stream where I'm sculpting some type of character or monster or something, we just start with a skin modifier, subdivision surface, build the base shape, add it all together, and then get into sculpting to the actual detail. So base shapes first, then detail. If you want the Blender tools, you can check out my channel. I have a playlist. But other than that, yeah, just sculpt and sculpt and sculpt, and realize that the majority of the stuff you're going to create is going to suck until one day it doesn't. And then you're going to be like, wow, I've come a really long way. But you won't notice it because you're sculpting all the time. And so make sure you save your sculpts over time, right? Otherwise, you're going to be like, oh, I'm still terrible. But you'll go back to your first model if you've saved it, and you'll be like, oh, I'm not as terrible as I thought I was. Or at least I'm not as terrible now as I once was. But other than that, just sculpt. Like, just sculpt. All the time, sculpt. Until you get really good at it. And always use references. There's another tip. Well, thanks, Sam. I'm not loving this ear. I don't know why I'm not loving this ear, but I am not loving this ear. Definitely gonna give him a gold earring, though. That's happening. I think his neck is a little too thick. Come on. There we go. There we go, that's better. Still not super happy with his face. All right, so where are we gonna put in? So I think we should put in some little nose slits. And I think that looks dumb. The problem is that my reference art and my reference art doesn't have a nose, but I just feel like maybe it should be like that kind of slit. Just I hate that too. So like kind of the opposite of what I just did. So like okay, I think you're onto something, Macro. I think you're onto something. But I think I need to adjust the nose a little bit. Nope, I don't like that. Okay, I can work with that. I think. Yeah. All right, so general idea, general vicinity, somewhere in there. Maybe smaller, something like... yeah, something like that, and then Let's go over the top with some clay strips. Kind of add some more form to this nose. There we go. Then we'll take away a little bit from the sides here. There we go. Macro, you're a genius. All right, our imp is pretty much good. We just gotta get the tail figured out. Having it come out there, I think, is probably good. And then it can kind of like connect into the spine. I think that'll be a good thing. All right, cool. These are ears. Okay, cool. Ah, cool. So you can apply all the modifiers at once by doing that. And then let's jump into sculpt mode on the tail and just kind of make this like the rest of it. So dynamic topology, brush detail, yep. Inflate tool, and then brush size down as well as strength down. There we go. That's probably good. And then I don't think I actually ever sculpted the hands. Oh, no problem, Macro. So the character that I've been sculpting and the one we did before, which was the Minotaur, we're going to be using for some upcoming animations that my wife and I are kind of working on, starting in January. So the idea is like kind of a fantasy. If you watched anime and you know like the whole isekai, transport another world, adventurers, all that other junk, right? Except it's not going to be an isekai. It's just going to be a fantasy world where 3 monsters get paired up into a party together and then go on adventures. That's going to be the entire thing. We're planning out 10 episodes over the course of next year. It's going to be a lot of fun, I hope, and it's going to, be something that my wife and I are going to work on together, and I'm really looking forward to it. So this is the second character that we've created. The main characters are a Minotaur, this imp, and a tiefling, and they'll all be in a party together going on adventures and traveling around and stuff. So thanks for asking, but that's what we're going to be using it for. Yeah, I'm hoping so. My wife is actually a phenomenal writer, and she's currently going through and getting her degree in creative writing. And she's putting she's like a really freaking good writer. She's written a couple of novel length fan fictions, is currently writing a novel, and now she's also working for me writing this story. So I'm very excited, and she's got the parts of the first script already written. So I'm very excited to continue working on this with her, because we were just reading it before the stream. We were just going through and reading what she had written. And I'm really excited about it. Should be a fun thing, and hopefully we can continue to use the story going forward, because we've got a lot of ideas for the overall universe, but we'll see. We'll see how well it does on YouTube. I mean, we're probably going to produce them anyways, just because it's going to be a lot of fun, but if they do really well on YouTube and they people watch it and like it, it's definitely going to be an improvement, or a huge motivation to continue, rather. All right, let's get in here with the crease brush. Whoa, no, 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 no. All right, I think shaded smooth. I think I'm happy with this for tonight. How long have we been live? We've 2.5 hours. You know what? For 2.5 hours, this ain't bad. This ain't bad. I think at this point I've done all I can do without talking to my wife to determine if this is the kind of feel that we want, or if we want to change up some stuff, make some final edits, and then retop and get it going. So, with that said, y'all, thanks for hanging out. It's been a blast talking with you guys and chilling on the stream. I'm Sir Pinkbeard. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good night.